Hey guys, welcome to the video. Salt here. We did some rearranging in our orbiter just because I wanted to showcase off community members, just because you guys are super important to the channel. You're as important or more important than myself, just because you guys are really the ones that make the channel. So I have like a few sections here where I have top commenter, which is the person that got the most likes on one of their comments in the last video. First commenter, which is the first commenter of the last video. And then on the other side, I have top and recent supporters, and I just have like placeholder names there. I don't have like a set 100% thing I'm using yet for donations. I don't know like what normal streamers use for that. I set up something called a buy me a coffee, I guess, but I don't think gamers use it. I think that's more of like street art people. So, and I don't even remember where I linked that. I think I might have linked it in like my my about me instead of where I should be linking it. So don't worry too much about that. I'll have to figure out exactly what normal people use for donations. But if you have any other suggestions on these like little areas though, like for different things that maybe I can showcase community members for, let me know. So, but I thought top commenter, first commenter was pretty cool. The supporter thing, I mean, that's cool too, but that's just more of like donations whenever I get that set up. So, okay. And then I needed some help with doing the suggestions for videos, like kind of gathering them up and letting me know what I should be doing. So I got a new crew member for my ship, and we're going to go over to him right now. It's Crewman Bill. So Crewman Bill is going to be helping us. He's going to be gathering the information for what was suggested and who suggested it. So it looks like today we're going to be doing the Twin Vipers Wraith that was suggested by Lemnis Catalogos. So now Lemnis Catalogos actually suggested the Vipers Wraith, but I always do the strongest version of a weapon, and the Twin Vipers Wraith are stronger than the Vipers Wraith. The only thing the Viper's Wraith is slightly better in is accuracy. The Viper's Wraith also have the option of using 2 different augment mods for the Vipers, but those augment mods are not strong enough for them to be viable on the build. So for that reason, the Twin Viper's Wraith are going to be better than the Viper's Wraith. But if you're watching this, Lemnis Catalogos, just let me know if you actually still want to see Viper's Wraith, because I don't mind doing that either. I'd have to actually get another Viper's Wraith to do it, but they are technically different weapons, so I wouldn't mind doing a Viper's Wraith too if you still want to see that. Okay, so let us get into the build here. Okay, Twin Viper's Wraith. They are dual machine pistols. Pretty cool looking little guys. As far as interesting things about the Twin Viper's Wraith, there's not really too much. Some weapons have like hidden stats or hidden features about them. This one, not so much. There's nothing really hidden about it. It has pretty poor status chance. The starting status chance is 9%. So with our 260/60s, we can boost it up to almost 20%, which is still not that great, but it's okay. It's a fast-firing weapon. We're going for a viral build. Viral doesn't need super high status chance. Heat kind of likes having high status chance, but we'll be okay. So, okay, let's go into the mods here. Galvanized Diffusion is going to be for multi-shot. Galvanized Crosshairs is going to be for critical chance. Creeping Bullseye is going to be for critical chance. Prime Target Cracker is going to be for critical damage. Hornet Strike is going to be for flat damage. And I'm just going to go over option in this slot here. So Lethal Torrent could also go over Hornet Strike. I'm gonna try to explain why I picked Hornet Strike over Lethal Torrent, but Lethal Torrent is still a good option over Hornet Strike. So this weapon already shoots very fast. This weapon has ammo issues. This weapon has a low magazine, or at least I shouldn't say it's a low magazine. It blows through its magazine very quickly. So the increased fire rate you get from Lethal Torrent is actually more of a hindrance than it helps you. So you're actually just using Lethal Torrent for the multi-shot. And let me try to explain that plus 60 multi-shot on a average multi-shot weapon is not super impressive. So how this works is Without Lethal Torrent, we have 2.1 multi-shot. What does that translate into? That translates into you're always going to shoot 2 bullets, and you have a 10% chance to shoot a 3rd bullet. With Lethal Torrent adding 60%, it's basically 0.6, so it'll turn into 2.7, and that'll be always shooting 2 shots, just like it was without it, and a 70% chance to shoot a 3rd bullet. So, yes, it technically makes the weapon better, but it's not as impressive as you might think it was. It's still okay, though, and it still is a damage increase, and so it could possibly be an option over Hornet Strike. It's up to you. I just think that fire rate makes it more of a hindrance than anything. That being said, both of these mods are the weakest. So if you get a Riven for this weapon, you're going to replace whatever you decided to put here. You would replace Hornet Strike because you already have flat damage with secondary Deadhead, and you would replace Lethal Torrent because the 60 multi-shot's not that great. Okay. Then we're going to go in these 3 slots here for our elements. So we're going to go for Viral. So it's going to be the 60-60 Cold and the 60-60 Toxic to make Viral. And then we're going to go for Primed Heated Charge to make Heat. If you don't have the primed version, I would probably use the 60-60. The 90 is too much in the middle. The 90 is not enough flat damage to make a difference, but no status chance. So it's like at that point, just pick the one that gives you more status chance. So either you have the primed heated charge and you use it, or just use the 60-60. In the Exilus slot here, you're going to go for primed pistol ammo mutation. You're going to pick this because the weapon has very high fire rate. It doesn't do great damage, so you're going to be spending more bullets to kill targets. And you blow through mags very quickly, so you're going to need more ammo. So prime pistol ammo mutation is really your only choice here. If you don't have the prime version, use regular version. It's okay. In the Arcane slot, you have 3 options. You have secondary Deadhead, the one I went with. You have secondary Merciless, which is very similar to Deadhead, except instead of negative weapon recoil, you get negative reload, or positive reload. You reload quicker. And then the third option would be Cascadia Flare. Cascadia Flare, instead of a 360% flat damage increase that Merciless and Deadhead give, it's a 480%. It is flat damage, though, so it's only 120% more flat damage. Now, I'm going to pick secondary Deadhead out of those 3. The reason I'm picking it is because in the Exilus slot, you can't really afford to use the negative recoil here, because you really need pistol ammo mutation. So I can get negative recoil with secondary Deadhead. So not only do I get the 360 flat damage, but I get negative weapon recoil too. So that is why I'm choosing it there. So that's all the mods for the Twin Vipers Wraith. Let's show off some gameplay here. So when I do these runs, I don't mix the weapon with anything that would increase the weapon's performance. I just test the weapon modded out by itself. And because of that, I'm going to be doing this on a big dumb Anaros with Archon shards that do not increase weapon performance. No mods or arcanes on the Anaros that increase weapon performance. And with a pet with no sentinel weapon and no mods on the pet that increase weapon performance. Just so viewers can see how the Twin Vipers Wraith works by themselves, and they can make their own conclusions about adding those external things. So, okay, we're on Steel Path. We're going to do a 10-minute mot, and we'll see how these little guys do. They are weaker weapons. These are not the strongest weapons in the game.
Each enemy is more powerful than before. Only with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
Now, one of the problems with secondary weapons is that they don't have a great way to get punched through. Primary weapons have access to Prime Shred. And Prime Shred is a really good way to get punched through, because not only do you get punched through, but you get a stat that you normally would try to go for anyway, which is fire rate. Secondaries don't really have that. They just have punch through on a mod, and that's usually not good enough to justify an entire mod slot. So punch through is a little bit better on ribbons for secondaries than it is on primaries because of that. That being said, sometimes punch through is still not as good as the other things you can get on ribbons. Sometimes. As you see, it kills like each individual target extremely quickly, probably in a second or less. It's just that, you know, without punch through, without any kind of AoE on the weapon, the actual like kill per minute potential is very, very low. So that's kind of where the Twin Viper Wraith suffers. And actually, not just the Twin Viper's Wraith, but a lot of single target secondaries. A lot of single target secondaries suffer because of the same reason. So I've been thinking about some ideas for like maybe another series I'm going to be doing. And I was kind of messing around with an idea, and I am serious about it, is having my cat play Steel Path level cap. Just because there's a lot of people that, you know, make it out to be like level cap is extremely hard. It's like the most elite thing you could do in the game. And I just want to show off that, you know, level cap is actually quite stupid. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have my cat play level cap, probably for like 15 or 20 minutes. So, of course, the cat couldn't get to level cap. I'm going to have to get to level cap. But then I'll have the cat take over for about 15 or 20 minutes and play Steel Path level cap. It's going to require some keybind changes, though. So I'm going to have to, like, keybind probably, like, one ability to half my keys and then keybind another ability to the other half. Because, you know, cats are probably not going to learn how to press individual keys on a keyboard. The thing with level cap, and one of the things I get a lot that people don't like fully understand, is that level cap builds are for level cap. They're not necessarily going to beat regular builds for non-level cap. You have very specific level cap content to do level cap. Usually if you take that level cap content into a normal like 4 or 5 hour survival, it's going to do a lot worse than just regular Steel Path Endurance builds. The stuff you use on level cap is literally meant to like not die or kill enemies in one hit. So that's going to be like invisibility and invincibility. So that's what I would set my cat up with. He would probably do a Revenant with Mesmer Shield, and I'd probably set him up with using the 4. And that way it's just 2 abilities. I can have them keybinded to each side of the keyboard. And I would just kind of teach him and coax him, maybe with treats, to press different sides of it. It's going to be dependent on like when he gets bored is the thing. Because he may eventually get bored and just walk away. But I think I could have him do it for about like 15 or 20 minutes. I just personally don't like doing level cap too much, just because I find it a little bit boring. It takes 8 to 9 hours on survival to get there, and on disruption, on a regular disruption, I'm not talking about like the speedrunners you see, but the regular disruptions are 3 to 4 hours to get there. And I've never done a Void Cascade. I've heard that's quite quicker to get to level cap. I've heard that it still is about 2 hours for a solo person. Which isn't bad. You know, I do survivals for 1 to 4 hours, so 2 hours to level cap is not bad. Maybe on stream I'll do a Void Cascade level cap. But my cat wouldn't be able to do a Void Cascade because there's a lot of movement required with that. It would have to be like a survival or a disruption. And of course, a disruption where he's not actually doing the towers. I don't think I could get my cat to kill Demolists and follow them and chase them. So, but I also have to set up a webcam for that. I have to get a webcam set up. Oh, it's okay. I wanted to fight him anyway. Just don't stagger me, please. I hate the perma stagger they do. Even with stagger immunity, sometimes it goes through.
Extraction is ready.
I wish he was not in that hole so I could actually like farm some little dudes instead of him just summoning me down here. So yeah, this won't get to 10 minutes. That's okay. The Twin Viper's Wraith is a little bit of a weaker weapon there. So it got to 7 minutes, 30 seconds with 158 kills. So if we wanted to be generous, we could maybe assume in 10 minutes it would have got to 200 kills. So this is definitely a below average weapon. A well below average weapon. Oh my goodness. Let me out of here, Torment. There needs to be like a cap on how many times he can do that. That's ridiculous. I've actually had to abort runs before. You know what? I have my melee. I'll use the melee on. I've had to abort runs before because they just keep teleporting me, and I might just be using like a weapon I'm testing, so it's like not super strong against the Acolyte.
They fought well. Good dance, all.
All right, that was the Twin Viper's Wraith in 7.5 minutes, 159 kills. We changed the format to these runs to do Mott instead of Kuva Survival or Lewis Circulus. So we don't technically know what the average is yet for Mott, but if this was like Kuva's Survival or Lewis Circulus, 159 would be well below average. And I do feel like this is a below average weapon. It's Steel Path viable. It'll kill Steel Path enemies. It's just that you're not going to have a great time killing those Steel Path enemies with the Twin Viper's Wraith. You might be struggling with it. Just because, again, each individual target, not bad. Either you're going to kill them in a second or less, but that's one target. You know, it's damage to one target at a time. That's the thing that single target secondary weapons suffer with. So, alrighty. That should be it for the video there, guys. If you liked it, consider giving it a like. If you haven't subbed yet, consider subbing or tell me what I can do to earn your sub. And I hope you guys liked it. All right, you guys take it easy. Bye.